Hi, I'm Nate Johnson, owner and head trainer at Steel Strength Training, where we believe in prehab, rehab, and doing what you thought was impossible. Fats. We're talking about fats, not the stuff we got on our love handles. We're talking about the fat in our diet. Dietary fat, ladies and gentlemen. I'm tired of people ripping on carbs, and I'm tired of people ripping on fat. I'm tired of people ripping on protein. Everybody's got something to say about one of the macronutrients. Well, here's my stance. You need all of them, so let's not be ridiculous and start cutting things out for no reason. Alright, now, to explain it a little better, we're going to be touching on three things. Alright, the first two cover why we need fats. The first is fats for energy. The second is fats for hormone regulation. And then the third part is, Nate, where should I be getting my fats? Alright, so the first part, fats for energy. This is the first reason, one of the biggest reasons you need fats. Alright, in America, we eat so many carbs, and carbs are fine. Alright, carbs are good, they're great for high intensity exercise. So the more weightlifting, more running you're performing, whatever, the more you're playing sports, the more carbs you need, okay? There's some other things to take into consideration like body fat levels. The leaner you are, the more carbs you need. The more overweight you are, you should probably start removing some of those carbs. However, I definitely recommend that people start adding in low carb days. The reason for this is you want to rewire your body to run off of fats for energy. This is the way that our bodies are supposed to run off of fats, or I'm sorry, the way our bodies are supposed to run. It's off of fats. We're supposed to use fat for energy, alright, not carbs. The problem is, in America, we have this big epidemic, what I like to call sugar addiction. And no, I don't mean, Twinkies are good, I really want one right now. That's not what I mean. What I mean by sugar addiction is that if you miss a meal, if you don't eat within 2 or 3 hours from your last meal, you crash, your blood sugar crashes, you get pale, you get nauseous, you get shaky, you get weak. That's bad. That means your body has a really hard time regulating blood sugar, and that's not good. It means your body needs a constant supply of carbs to feel good. So what happens when you start losing weight, when you're on a diet, when your body has to pull off of its own fat stores for energy? You're going to feel terrible. Okay, so one of the best ways to go on a diet and to make sure it's easy so you're consistently losing weight and you don't feel miserable all the time is to get your body what I like to call fat adapted. Fat adaptation just means that your body is used to running off of fats. When this is the case, then your body will actually use the carbs better because it can store it in the muscle and save it for when you actually need it, like when you're doing high intensity exercise, as opposed to just burning sugar for fuel all day long. So that's the first thing. We need fats for energy, so don't stay away from fats, alright? We don't want to do a low-fat diet, alright? Now, number two, fats for hormones. Alright, all of the macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats, and alcohol as well, produce a hormonal response in the body. Now, fats are actually precursors, or lead to precursors that make hormones, alright? Particularly sex hormones, and so fats play a big role in producing things like testosterone. Alright, and this is for you ladies too. This is not just for guys. You don't want your testosterone levels to get too low, to get out of whack. You're going to have low energy, low sex drive. You're not going to feel good. You're going to perform like crap in the gym. You're not going to perform well in the gym. Alright, you're not going to recover well in the gym. Sorry. So there's a lot of things that happen when your hormones get messed up. So you want to make sure you're eating fat. Now, if you're eating a low-fat diet, that is a surefire way to screw up your hormones. So, we'll review those 2 points. Keep fat in your diet for energy. Keep fat in your diet for hormone regulation. Alright, so the next question is, where should I be getting my fat? Alright, I highly recommend you don't get your fat from things like, fried chicken, fried foods, things like that. Alright, we should probably stay away from that. It's probably a good idea. Now, the places that you want to get your fats from, okay, olive oil, coconut oil, avocados, nuts, nut butter, eggs, meat, fish, things like that. Alright, I will touch on saturated fat specifically, but that fat is what's found in red meat. Half the people I meet, they think it's fine. Half the people I meet still think that saturated fat is bad for you. That's not true. Alright, what's bad for you is saturated fat that comes from grain-fed or, so grain or corn-fed cattle, alright? It actually changes the fat composition and it is not healthy for you. Now, the fat that comes from grass-fed beef, which is a cow's natural diet, that is going to make sure you have a nice blend of omega-3s and omega-6s. I'll touch on that later as well. But that's going to keep you healthy. So when you get your fats from red meat, you want it to come from organic, grass-fed beef, alright? Not most of the stuff that you're getting from Walmart and things like that. But don't be afraid of saturated fats. They are probably the biggest regulator in testosterone production, hormone regulation, things like that. So, we'll go over those 3 points again. Cut it out with the low-carb diets, cut it out with the low-fat diets. Make simple adjustments depending on what your needs are, but just as far as this video is concerned, don't drop your fats too low. If you feel like crap, that's one of the first things I would probably suggest that you check out, is how much fat are you taking in every day. So, eat fat because you need it for energy, okay? It's our body's preferred energy source, not carbs, okay? I know a lot of people will tell you that. We want to switch over to fat being our primary energy source for a gazillion different reasons, but for those who are looking to drop fat, this is one of the biggest reasons, alright? It's going to make fat loss a lot easier when you are fat adapted. Alright, so we need fat for energy. Number 2, we need fat for hormone regulation, okay? If you have a low-fat diet, you're going to feel like crap. It's as simple as that. Alright, and the third and final point is just where you're going to get your fat. So grass-fed beef, fish, eggs, avocados, olive oil, coconut oil, things of that nature. Also nuts and nut butters. Alright, keep the fats in your diet. Enjoy that red meat tonight. Get you a steak, some eggs, something like that. Sounds delicious. Anyway, enjoy your fats. That's why you should have them.